Domestic violence is an epidemic.
He turned kind of malicious and hateful, and that scared me. I was like, okay, this could be really bad. This could be really dangerous.
Every 9 seconds, a woman is victimized. That's over 3 million women a year. Every 38 seconds, a man is victimized. That's like 800,000 plus.
Through the story, the victims will tell us that this is usually not the first time, and that before that they noticed there was something off. So we talk about the cycle of violence being the first stage, the honeymoon stage, where everything seems to be great. They present themselves to be this wonderful individual, and I say individual because men can be victims as well. So they present themselves to be this wonderful individual, everything seems to be going great. Then there's a period, which is the tension building, where you don't know what's going on with the abuser, where they may be off, or they may be a little moody, or they may be a little upset, and you don't know what's going to set them off.
He just had certain things that he never would change or even try to work on, that he said he was going to, and I had a realization like, wow, this is really, you're not really in this like I am. It was the only relationship of my entire adult life since I was 19 years old that I ever wanted to make work. And when I would fail, I mean, the devastation was insane.
It's not always physical. Something as verbal, name calling, put downs, taking away their phone, taking away their credit cards, their income can be a form of abuse.
I had a moment where I realized, like, he's trying to leave a mark. Like, he's trying to do damage. He wants to hurt me. And I was pinned down, and I literally couldn't. I was against a door handle. It was like stabbing, like jabbing me, in the rib cage. And I was like, I've got one arm free. I can't see like where he is above me, but all of his weight was on me. I mean, he was like, over 6 feet, and I'm 5'4", And I had this one arm free, and I couldn't see where I was hitting, but I was like, I'm just going to hit him as hard as I can, and then I'm going to try and get him off me and run out to the car. He went ballistic on me that night and tackled me 4 times, chased me throughout the house, and then he'd taken my phone, so I couldn't call the police at any time. I can't imagine how many women or men, whatever, how many people out there like are actual victims and are in a cycle of violence, they call it. How do you get out?
When the incident occurs, afterwards, the abuser will then go back and say, I'm really sorry, I apologize, I didn't mean to. They try to make things better, they get the roses, they take you to dinner, so they try to go back to the honeymoon stage. Then from there, we go back to the tension building where they start acting a little off. And most of the times, the victims may recognize where they are on the cycle. When we work with them in law enforcement, they recognize that they are now in the abuse incident. And if they had stayed home, the abuser was going to go into the honeymoon stage. I'm sorry, I love you, let me get you flowers, that kind of thing.
Violence is intergenerational. When you're raised in that type of environment, if you see that type of thing happening, it becomes a norm. So there's a much higher incidence of violence, a much higher incidence of racial intolerance, cultural intolerance, religious intolerance. You have a stressful day and you might go home and you take it out on your family. So those are the kinds of things that we have to recognize as a society, and we have to work on to help people say, what do I need to do as a person so that I am not being part of this problem, but being part of this solution. The outreach is to make people aware of your attitudes, your beliefs, your reactions, things you say, things you do. How do you, as a person, reflect positive towards the community versus being upset, stressed, and maybe being reflecting the negative? How do we help the members of our community have better lives and live the lives they should be able to live, which is the life we all look forward to, and that's being happy and successful.